Dear students, today we are going to start a new lesson called the gaseous state. So lesson number 6, gaseous state. We know that the substance will be in three physical states: solid, liquid and the gaseous state. The solid state will be discussed in 12th standard. So in 11th standard, we will discuss gaseous state of a substance and the solution. The 9th lesson will be solution. So when we take a substance in gaseous state, it has a distinctive physical behavior. We can take different gaseous molecules like oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine or chlorine. If we take different substances in gaseous state, their chemical properties are different. At the same time, all these gaseous molecules will have similar physical behavior. This is an important point. Chemical properties of these substances will be different. Physical behavior will be similar for gaseous molecules. So that we are going to study what are the laws which are discussing the gaseous nature of substances. First we take atmospheric air. The earth is covered by atmospheric air. So we know that atmospheric air is a gaseous mixture. So this is a homogeneous gaseous mixture. This is made up of different gaseous substances like nitrogen, oxygen and other gases. And we know the composition also. Nitrogen is around 78%. Oxygen gas is around 21%. The remaining gases will be 1% in its composition. So other gases means like carbon dioxide and noble gases. So atmospheric air is made up of gaseous substances. It is a homogeneous gaseous mixture. The next one, what are the elements which are present in the gaseous state at ordinary condition? At normal temperature, what are the elements which are present in the gaseous state? Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine and chlorine. These are the elements which are existing as diatomic gaseous molecules at ordinary temperature. Single atom is unstable, so they are existing as diatomic molecules. If you take oxygen, it exists as triatomic molecule also. Oxygen can be in the form of diatomic molecule or ozone, triatomic molecule. Then the stable noble gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These are the elements which are existing as monoatomic gaseous molecules in room temperature. So these 11 elements are existing as gaseous molecules at ordinary temperature. Then some of the compounds are also present in gaseous state at ordinary temperature, like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide. So these compounds will also be in gaseous state. So many substances which are present in gaseous state at ordinary temperature. So we are going to study the physical properties in this lesson. So when a substance is in gaseous state, three properties are related with it. What are the three properties? Pressure, temperature and volume. So these three properties are related with physical state of a substance, especially gaseous state. When there is a change in these properties, it will change the physical state of a substance, right? By adjusting these parameters, we can convert a substance from one physical state into another physical state. So the role of these properties in gas state will be discussed in this lesson. Take a pressure. The pressure is defined as force divided by area. This is the definition of pressure. So force per unit area is called pressure. Okay. Then pressure can be expressed in Pascal. So the unit of pressure according to SI system, the unit of pressure is Pascal. 1 Pascal is nothing but 1 Newton per meter square. Okay. We know the unit of pressure, Newton, unit of area, meter square. So Newton per meter square is nothing but Pascal. So Pascal is the unit of pressure according to SI system. We can follow some other units also. SI system says Pascal is the unit of pressure. Instead of this, we can follow some other units like atmospheric pressure. This is a symbol for atmospheric pressure. Or millimeter of mercury, or bar, tar, or side. So these are the units used to express pressure. Psi means pound per square inch. So now we are going to discuss gas laws. First one is Boyle's law. So the gases laws are very important. Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law, Gay-Lussac's law, like that we are going to study different gases laws. All these are important. First, Boyle's law, proposed by the scientist Robert Boyle. So he proposed a relationship between volume and the pressure of a gaseous molecule. To propose the relationship between volume and pressure, Robert Boyle did an experiment. So he took a tube so one end will be in a closed position and another end of the tube will be in opened position. So in this tube already atmospheric air is present, isn't it? We cannot say this is completely empty. This is not a vacuum. So already atmospheric air is present in the tube. He just added mercury. Mercury is a liquid metal. He allowed the liquid metal mercury to pass into the tube. When mercury is poured, the atmospheric air will move to this end. The gaseous molecules are moving towards the other end. So the mercury is added until the level of mercury are same on both sides. So the level of mercury is the same on both sides until that mercury is added in the tube. Now the gaseous molecules are moved into the other side. Now this is called volume of atmospheric air. So we take it as V. This is the volume of atmospheric air, and the mercury is added and the level is same on both sides. Now what is the difference in the level of mercury? The difference in the level of mercury is 0 because both are in the same level. So difference in the mercury level is 0. In that situation, we maintain the temperature as constant. We don't change the temperature. At constant temperature, we do this. So when the level of mercury, difference in the level of mercury is 0, the pressure exerted by the atmospheric air, how much pressure is experienced by this? So we use the word exert. The pressure exerted by the gaseous molecules is 1 atmospheric pressure. So what is the pressure experienced by the gaseous molecules? 1 atmospheric pressure. Okay. Next, again, we are going to add mercury because the volume of atmospheric air is going to be reduced. 50% of volume is going to be reduced. Okay. So, until the volume of atmospheric air is reduced into 50%, we have to add mercury. So now the volume is reduced. How much? 50%. 1 by 2 V. So this can be written as V by 2. 50% of volume of atmospheric air is reduced in the tube by adding the mercury. So once the 50% of volume is reduced, we have to note what is the difference in the level of mercury. Isn't it? This is the difference in the level of mercury. This is called 760 millimeter. So the volume of air is reduced into 50%. The difference in the level of mercury is 760 millimeter. Now the pressure exerted by the atmospheric air is 2. So we have obtained 2 data. When the difference in the mercury level 0, pressure exerted by the atmospheric air is 1. When difference in the level of mercury 760 millimeter, volume is reduced to 50% and it experiences 2 atmospheric pressure. Okay. So from this experiment, Robert Boyle is come to a conclusion that volume and pressure are inversely proportional. They are not directly, they are indirectly proportional, right? So volume is inversely proportional to the pressure, isn't it? So when pressure is increased, volume is reduced. So volume 50% reduced, pressure increased. 2 atmospheric pressure. Pressure is increased from 1 atmospheric pressure into 2 atmospheric pressure when volume 50% reduced. So both are inversely proportional. So mathematically, we write the expression. For that, we remove the proportionality. To remove the proportionality, we introduce a constant. So this is called the proportionality constant K. So we may write mathematically Boyle's law as PV is equal to K. Product of pressure and volume of a gas at constant temperature will be equal to a constant value. We have to maintain constant temperature. Pressure and volume are inversely proportional. Right? So this is the mathematical expression of Boyle's law. When we take the same gas at 2 different temperatures, when temperature is T1, we may write this as P1, V1 is equal to K. When temperature is T2, we may write it as P2, V2 is equal to K. So we may write the expression as at 2 different temperatures, P1, V1 is equal to P2, V2 is equal to K. So this is mathematical expression of Boyle's law for a gas at 2 different temperatures. Now we have to know what is the reason why volume decreases when pressure increases. We have to know the reason. So when we take a gaseous molecule in a container, We take gaseous molecules. So we maintain a particular pressure. So we have enclosed gaseous molecules in a container using the piston. So there is a particular volume. The gaseous molecules will have the tendency of moving here and there. So the random zigzag movement will be there for the gaseous molecules, because between the gaseous molecules force of attraction is very weak. So they are randomly moving here and there. So the collisions are very important between the molecules and between the wall of the container and the molecule. The collision will be there, right? The gaseous molecules will collide with each other. At the same time, the gaseous molecule will collide on the surface or wall of the container. So when gaseous molecules are enclosed in the container, there will be collisions between the gaseous molecule as well as between the wall of the container and the gaseous molecule. Now this is in a particular volume and there is a particular pressure. Now I am moving the piston in the downward position. Right? When the pressure is moving in the downward position, volume will be reduced. When volume is reduced, the density will be more. Right? So the gaseous molecules are coming closer, number of collisions will be more. So we just move the piston in the downward position, volume decreases. In between the gaseous molecule, distance decreased, more collisions will be there. Collision between the gaseous molecules and collision between wall of the container and gaseous molecule will be more, so that the density increases and pressure increases. So volume decreases, pressure increases. This is the reason why these two properties are inversely proportional, volume and pressure. Next, consequence of Boyle's law. So using Boyle's law, what is the application? So what is the another factor we are going to derive? So P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 is equal to K. So this is mathematical expression of Boyle's law for a gas at two different temperatures. We know that density, the formula for density is what? Mass per volume. So you rearrange this. Volume is equal to mass per density. You just apply this in this equation. P1 m divided by d1. Mass of the substance will be constant. Okay, so gaseous molecule will be in the container. The mass will be constant. P2 m divided by d2. So instead of volume, we have written mass divided by density. Since mass is constant, we remove that. So the expression will be rearranged as P1 divided by D1 is equal to P2 divided by D2. So this relationship indicates pressure and density are directly proportional. So this is the consequence of Boyle's law. Using the Boyle's law, we derive one more relationship, that is pressure and density are directly proportional. When volume decreases, pressure increases, so that density will also increase. Okay, so this is the consequence of Boyle's law. Next, using Boyle's law, we may do a problem. We take three containers. For the first container, the pressure is 1 atmospheric pressure, volume is 1 decimeter cube. We maintain the temperature, room temperature, 25 degrees Celsius or 298 Kelvin. For the second container, the pressure is 2 atmospheric pressure, volume is unknown. We don't know what is the volume of the gaseous molecule in the second container, but temperature is constant, 298 Kelvin. For third container, volume is known, 0.25 decimeter cube, but pressure is unknown. Temperature constant, 298 Kelvin. So using Boyle's law, we have to find the missing values. The two values have to be found. Volume of gaseous molecule in the second container, pressure of gaseous molecule in the third container. This has to be calculated. We know the relationship according to Boyle's law. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 is equal to P3 V3 is equal to K, constant, right? So pressure in the first container 1, volume in the first container 1 atmospheric pressure, 1 decimeter cube volume. Second container 2 atmospheric pressure and volume is unknown. Third container, pressure is unknown, volume 0.25. So we take these two first. 1 is equal to 2 into V2. So V2 is equal to 1 by 2, 0.5 decimeter cube. Volume of gaseous molecule in the second container is 0.5 decimeter cube. Next, we can take first container and the third container. So 1 is equal to P3 into 0.25. So pressure in the third container is equal to 1 by 0.25, 4 atmospheric pressure. So using Boyle's law, we can do this problem. So with this, we complete Boyle's law. Okay. So according to Boyle's law, volume and the pressure are inversely proportional at constant temperature. Okay. When you take pressure in the x-axis, volume in the y-axis, both are inversely proportional. Pressure increases, volume decreases. If you take pressure in y-axis, 1 by V in the x-axis, you will get a straight line. So this indicates both the parameters are inversely proportional. So with this, we complete Boyle's law. Tomorrow we start next law, Charles law. Okay, thank you.